Ben Shapiro destroys Kanye's pro-Hitler song. What? What the is this, bro? All right, I'm skipping the Medicaid cuts. Hold on. I have to see this. First of all, reacting to Kanye's new song that was banned from streaming.
Joe Rogan Experience.
Speaking of the Jews, have you seen fucking Kanye's new song?
Bro, what is...
What?
Here's the thing.
What?
My
First of all,
yeah.
kind of catchy.
Well, that's the problem with it. That's the problem. Is
Yeah.
like the guy from production, like he's never lost a step. He can
No.
make a beat. He can he's so talented.
He's a genius.
He's a talent.
I don't even agree with that. Like I under normal circumstances, maybe. I'm not saying this because this song is about Adolf Hitler, okay? But like, no, his production quality has like dropped off the goddamn map. The song is ass. The worst part about it is that the hook is like it causes earworms. So when you even listen to it accidentally, it just gets stuck in your head, and then you're like literally thinking those lyrics in your mind, and it's not good, okay? So I guess in a weird way, it's like brain poison. If your goal is to get a bunch of people to think in their minds the words Heil Hitler and the N-word, then yeah, it succeeded. But outside of that, it's ass.
Talented producer, man. I do think it's like when first of all, I think people are kind of done asking him questions because most of the shit he puts out is like self-released kind of commentary or thoughts. Because he's saying just
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
But there is a thing where that song is like, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing for real?
It's the ultimate pushing back.
Yeah, I guess.
No, this is not a piece de resistance, brother. What the dude, not everything. Oh my God. Not everything that people are doing to be like, ooh, edgy is like, sometimes you're just mentally ill, dude. Sometimes you're just mentally ill and surrounded by Nazis, pedophiles, and people who lean on sycophants, who lean on your worst tendencies.
But there is like I think I have a pretty, let things go kind of vibe to me. Right?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Your show.
Yeah.
Your show's ridiculous.
Like, he pushing back against what, dude? Jews? Like, what are we doing? What is he pushing back against? Like,
it's ridiculous show. And I've always been like, yeah, say whatever you're going to say. But I do think like making a catchy song about that, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like you're just getting, at a minimum, you're just going to get more people that think it's cool to say Heil Hitler. Like that's at the minimum.
I mean, that's the goal, I think.
Well, I think that's part of the program. I think it's part of what he's trying to do.
But I mean, is that cool to do? I guess if you're like, well, it's fun to troll the masses and get them to do that. Okay. But what I'm saying is that, like, at a minimum, you're going to get less educated people to go like, this is a fun thing to say. And you're like, I mean, is that good? You really want people just walking around and be like, it's tight, man? Heil Hitler. Like, that's insane. It's crazy.
It is crazy. But it's also kind of a sign of the times.
I guess. Yeah.
This is a chaotic world we're living in.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this kind of highlights the benefits. I mean, I want to say this like carefully because I don't want to think I want to say real clearly. I do not support people saying that. I don't think it's a good thing to say.
No.
I don't say it. I certainly don't think any racism is good. I don't think anti-Semitism is good. I don't think anti-Christianity is good. I don't think Asian hate is good. I don't think anything is good. But there's a benefit to just letting people talk. Like, let people say whatever the they want to say, even if it sucks. This is the benefit of Twitter. But this is also the bad part. It's like that song has so many millions of hits.
Yeah.
Bro, it's so crazy that he's like arriving at the position that Nazis actually don't care about free speech or don't care that they're lying, and they actually entertain they entertain themselves by lying. They know it's a lie. They know what they're saying is a lie. It's all about just getting you to react to it and then maybe picking up some additional steam along the way.
Yeah.
On Twitter. It's been banned from every platform.
Yeah.
But is it good to ban things from platforms, or is it better to let it be out there
I see
and
what you're
let
saying.
people
Yeah.
talk about it. Because if you ban it, then people want to hear it more.
That's true.
And then it becomes more popular. And then it kind of supports what he says, which is that there's this concerted effort, if you talk about Jewish people, that they're going to remove you from everything, remove you from
Right.
banking, which is what he's saying. They run everything. So if they didn't, like if it was just you were talking shit about Puerto Ricans, look what happened to Tony. Nothing.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if there's certain people that you're allowed to pick on and make jokes about or mock or say something, and you can get away with it.
Yeah. Well, I think he's made his point. I think we all get it now.
It's never going to end.
Yeah.
But how does it end? This is the question. When I was watching that song, first of all, I was by myself. When I first saw the song, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
It's like, no way. No way. And I'm watching it on my phone. I'm like, yo. And then my first thought was, how does this end? Because this ends. This is going to end. There's going to come a time where they're going to realize, like, this is a problem.
yeah.
So how does it end? Does it end in assassination? Does it end in
There's definitely people that want to kill him.
financial
I'm sure.
ruin?
Yeah. I don't know what his financial situation is. I know that like there's been all these over the last 5 years.
I don't think they're gonna kill Kanye West, man. I don't know. I feel like I don't even know who the day is here, but if anything, Kanye West spending the last 4 years talking about how Adolf Hitler invented the microphone and how much he loves them, only to finally, for the first time ever, say "Free Gaza" after they banned his song from like all these platforms, is perhaps the best thing that he could have done for people who are pro-Israel. It fits perfectly within the interests of those who want to defend Israel, who want to say like everyone who hates Israel is actually a neo-Nazi, just like Kanye West. That's what's going on here.
There's been times where like his, net worth has been reported at like such a crazy amount, and then I remember like funds were frozen and he was like, I don't have anything, and then it was like all back. I don't know what his financial situation
Well, they
is.
can't steal your money,
Yeah.
but they can debank you.
Yeah, where no one will bank with you.
Right.
basically.
So it's like, what? How does that work? Like, where do you get your ATM card? Like,
Yeah.
Is it from the Bank of Portugal? Like, what do you have to do? Like, how does that work?
You know what I thought about when I was watching that video? I was like, how do you get, I don't know, however many actors?
That's easy. That's the easy part.
I think it's crazy. I think a lot of people would be like, what?
Oh, that's the easy part. You put out a casting call in LA, everyone's soulless. They have no soul.
Nuts.
I think Kanye West has succeeded if his goal was to get people to, at least lightly or maybe sometimes not so subtly endorse anti-Semitic conspiracies. You know what I mean? Look at Joe Rogan on the largest platform doing it right now.
They just want to get famous. You're going to
Yeah.
do a project with Kanye? Okay,
All
let's
right.
go.
What do I
Let's
have
do
to
it.
say?
Also, I'm just acting. Just
Yeah.
like that guy in Inglourious Basterds wasn't really a Nazi.
Right.
I'm not really a Nazi. Listen,
It's-
man, I got to do what I got to do. I got kids to feed.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's pretty nuts. He's super talented, man. One of my thoughts after hearing that song was like, man, I wish he would release this song with like a different, you know what I mean? With a different hook. Like
Yeah, it's not
personally.
going to happen.
No, I know he's not.
The rest of the song is about him being a cuck and also not being able to see his children.
Not going to, but that's what one of my thoughts was. I was like, man, I wish he would.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy because his last album before that was a banger. It's like he came out of the gate
No, it wasn't.
showing people that like he still got it. Like, yeah, you might have pulled me off all these platforms. You might have debanked.
No, it was Dookie. The one song was, I guess, Carnival, and even that got stale super quick. What the like, think about Jesus Walks and then think about anything that Kanye West has done in like the past 6-7 years. Like, how could you even compare anything in the last 10 years? Yeah, Life of Pablo came out in 2016. Compare that to whatever the he has released. That's crazy.
Me, you might have taken away my Yeezy deal with Adidas, but damn, I still got it.
And that one was release everywhere, right? That's
Yeah,
on all
yeah.
platforms.
Oh man, that's in the Spotify playlist that we play in the green room all the time. You know, there's some killer songs in that, man. It's like
he's
classics.
Yeah.
Classics. He's got so many bangers.
Yeah.
But you know, this one, he's just like letting people. I
I
get.
saw that. Kanye, her bitch lawyer says I in danger. Kick her ass like Power Ranger. Wish my ex-wife was a stranger. Me and Himmler throw a rager. Hook. Jews invented supervised weekends. They want fathers all weekend. Free Ed Buck. He's the victim. Free Ed Buck. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kanye, I can't see my children, but try me, I'm willing. About to hit the ceiling. Can I borrow a feeling? Full 1939 speech in front of German parliament at 1.5x speed. Me, here's why people aren't ready for this. It's the single most authentically transgressive thing an artist has done in my lifetime, and the result speaks for itself. I like that these guys are basically like, yeah, you see, I pissed and shit in my diapers. I took the piss and shit off of my diapers and smeared it all against the walls. And now no one wants to be around me. Look how awesome I am. Look at how transgressive this is. Oh, Elon Musk. We should never forgive him. This is more Elon Musk than it is Kanye, okay? It's so transgressive. Ay.
Guess in his eye, I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it, but I guess he's like, I'll do whatever the I want.
Well,
I'm going to say whatever the I want.
Yeah, clearly.
So I'm going to do the one thing that you're never, ever, ever supposed to do. I'm going to make a catchy song with Heil Hitler.
Yeah. It's
just like, whoa.
That is the ultimate, like,
whoa.
I'll do whatever the I want.
Yeah, and you had to say, like, in the casting, there's like a description of all the stuff. If you want to be a part of this production, like, you have to be comfortable with swastikas.
Is that was in the...
Yeah. He's got a diamond-encrusted swastika.
That's also insane, dude.
By the way, you know a Jew sold him that.
Probably. Yeah. Or at least supplied the diamonds. Yeah.
Where'd the diamonds come from?
That's insane.
The Jewish people have been controlling diamonds for a long time.
It's insane.
I'm so glad that our pop culture has moved in this wonderful, wonderful direction. Exciting stuff. Kanye West has a new music video, and I feel that we should probably comment on it. So,
oh my God, he's fallen off so hard. Holy Ben Shapiro destroys Kanye West pro-Hitler song. 99,000 views 2 days ago. Oh my God, the downfall of Ben Shabibo. I never thought I would see the day, dude. Oh, wow. I can't believe it's happening. I can't believe it's happening at a time when like his replacement is so much worse. Not so much worse, but just like smellier overall. How are the comments looking? Oh, it's probably Hitlerian. Spoiler alert, Ben Shapiro did not enjoy Heil Hitler by Kanye West. This song got censored faster than Mossad's involvement at 9/11. I'm pretty sure nobody came for Ben's opinion, but rather for the comments. This song was banned in 109 countries, which I learned recently is a dog whistle, or not learned recently, but is a dog whistle for Jews being banned in 109 countries, talking about all the countries where there's pogroms that have taken place, implying that Jews are responsible for being pogromed. Ben did indeed not understand his tweets on Twitter. If somebody dropped a song named Hail Satan, nobody would bat an eye. This is another argument that I've heard quite a bit. And it's like, yeah, nobody would bat an eye because it's a fictional character, you moron. What are you, a child? What kind of dumb peasant brain bullshit is this? Yes, Satan is not real. Hitler is a real figure. He was a real figure who did horrifying crimes. What the like, a better argument here would probably be to say like, oh, no one would care if someone dropped a song named Hail Stalin or something, or Hail, that's still not a good argument, but for the record, I'm just saying that like, that would be an argument that at least like makes more sense to a larger number of dumbasses. Okay. Or if someone was like, nobody cares if you make a song called Hail Genghis Khan. You know what I mean? Kanye doesn't care about your feelings. I went on a bender last weekend and got kicked out of 109 bars. It wasn't my fault. 109 countries for a reason. This song even got Israelis dancing. Ben Shapiro destroys nothing. He couldn't destroy a Lego mock-up of the USS Liberty. He's a pioneer of free speech. If you don't like it, Ben, then leave the country. He's a pioneer of free speech. On a scale of 1 to 271,000, the song gets 6 million. 271,000 is another dog whistle, implying that the number of Jews that were killed in the concentration camps was actually 271,000 as opposed to the 6 million figure, which is so crazy because it's another version of this like weird ass Holocaust revisionism where it's like, well, that would still be really f***ed up. I mean, it's additionally f***ed up that you're lying and claiming it's the 6 million figures are undercount, but like, what's the argument that it would be fine if it was 271,000 Jews that were killed? Like, what? I don't even understand that. That's like such a weird way to do Holocaust revisionism. And yes, I was right. It's all Nazis in the comments. Oy vey, you are only supposed to sing about murder and drugs. The comments under Asman's reaction are legit Hitlerian.
Ben Shapiro
Ben Shapiro crashes out. For a lot of young guys, it's not about racism. It's about escaping this HR nightmare regime. No, it's a lot about racism. China has been a month from collapse and Iran 2 weeks away from getting a nuke since I entered high school in this year in 2000. Okay, that one actually is like surprisingly smart comment under Asmongold's comment section. What the f? Inside of your two wolves, one is Ben Shapiro, one is Kanye West. The guy has fought against identity politics for so long and is fully embracing identity politics the exact same way too. Ben must be one of those few people who actually take Kanye seriously. I don't even think Kanye takes himself as seriously as he does. Let's see what Benny Boy had to say.
Kanye West, as we all know, has mental issues. I'm not saying this because of his politics. I've been saying that Kanye West has mental issues for years and years and years and years and years. There's nothing.
Yeah, except you literally defended him. You defended him when he was pro-Trump. You silly bitch. You silly bitch.
Nothing new here. Years and years ago, when Kanye West was making inroads with the first Trump administration, I tweeted famously, live by the Kanye, die by the Kanye, because he's nuts. And Kanye's mental issues continue to contribute, I assume, to his bizarre fixation with the Jews. So he now has a new song titled Heil Hitler. So just in case you were still pretending that Kanye West doesn't hate Jews, I'm pretty sure he hates the Jews. I mean, two things can be true at once.
Who's pretending that Kanye doesn't hate the Jews, man? No, people celebrate that he hates the Jews. That's where we're at. This is officially where we are at now. And by the way, you want to know why we're there? For those of you who don't know why we're there, this isn't just about Kanye. This is 100% about Elon Musk and his Twitter takeover. Elon Musk's Twitter takeover, I said over and over and over again, was going to lead to this neo-Nazi shithole. The Twitter, the entirety of Twitter turning into a neo-Nazi breeding ground. And guess who loves Elon Musk? Ben Shapiro. Okay? Elon Musk, major Trump booster. Elon Musk doing great things at Doge. Elon Musk, also a Nazi. I think Ben pretending what left of his audience hates the, yeah, that's the funniest part. Part of the reason why Ben Shapiro unironically lost everything is because, wait, hold on. What's up? Sorry, my manager called me. My NBC TV spot is about to begin, and I gotta join the Zoom call. All right, let's get back to Ben Shabibo.
One, mental illness. Two, hates the Jews. Both can be true. And in fact, in Kanye West, are true. So he's now cut an entire music video. Again, this is all about transgressiveness. It's all about transgressivism. That's all it is. And so many of the people who are parroting the Heil Hitler Kanye West song are doing so because they think it's fun to be transgressive and all rules must be broken because if you're standing up to the narrative, you're doing something brave and amazing. Or maybe you're just being a piece of shit. That's also possible. It turns out that some rules exist for a reason. And like being against Hitler seems to be I don't know, call me controversial, call me crazy. Hitler seems bad. I don't know. I feel like Hitler was not a good person. And I feel like the things he did were bad. If that makes me controversial.
Twitch streamer Soundpiker says he will never do gaming on a stream again. That's true. I did say that. If
it makes me a censor of
Is
some
my mic
sort.
quiet again? Oh,
I guess, you know, sure. All right, fine. Now, again, I've not called for Kanye West to be deplatformed from anything. I'm just pointing out that many of the people who are very enthusiastic about Kanye West making common cause with people on the right are utterly silent when it comes to his absolutely open shift into Nazism. Many of the people who call him friends.
This is such a funny moment for Ben to potentially self-reflect and realize that the people that he has crafted allegiances with for this, for virtually his entire career are just like now openly saying the quiet part out loud instead of simply entertaining Ben. They're just straight up like, this is who they have been. And now they're just open about it. They're more open about it than ever before. The problem for Ben Shapiro is that I don't even think he would care necessarily about the open Hitler admiration if Kanye West was like also openly pro-Israel. I'm not even kidding. Looking at his track record with Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, never forget, hired Candace Owens after Candace Owens came out and said Adolf Hitler wanted to make Germany great. It was Adolf Hitler's invasion of Poland that actually reached the line of globalism. That's what made Adolf Hitler wrong. As in, for Candace Owens' perspective, Adolf Hitler's concentration camps and detention of Jews and the Nuremberg race laws were actually totally appropriate and was simply making Germany great. Now, Ben, knowing all of that, still hired Candace Owens for the Daily Wire. Okay? He hired her. What's interesting is that Candace Owens was still very much anti-Semitic the entire time, except something changed. After October 7, Candace Owens became anti-Israel. That is when Ben Shapiro was like, this is a bridge too far. You misunderstood her? What? No, I never misunderstood her. Candace Owens was always anti-Semitic. She just wasn't as overt in her anti-Semitism. And not only that, but also she was never anti-Israel. As a matter of fact, she was pro-Israel. If you look back, don't ever question my knowledge on this stuff, okay? I am a goddamn right-wing reactionary historian. Just like I told you when Ben Shapiro defended Kanye West with his whole ass chest on October 7, 2022, 1 year before October 7, 2023. Ben was defending Kanye. Ben even was defending Kanye after Kanye declared war on Jews. The conservative commentator and Orthodox Jew gave a qualified critique of West's anti-Semitism, making sure to praise his conservative beliefs. Do you think Ben would ever be this forthcoming or this gracious about anyone that was of Arab background or was anti-Israel, for example, that also simultaneously said the things at the time that Kanye West had said? No, of course not. Ben Shapiro has defended Ann Coulter in the past, literally stating Ann Coulter regarding Jews, obviously anti-Semitic. Ann Coulter is also firmly committed to Israel, so I won't lose sleep over it. Ben Shapiro has time and time again revealed that he does not care about anti-Semitism. He cares about Israel. Is Hassan conceding that anti-Israel sentiment is anti-Semitic sentiment? What? No, you moron. I'm saying that anti-Semitism, no matter how real, does not matter to Ben Shapiro. What matters to Ben Shapiro is, I mean, obviously with Kanye now, it's like it's gone above and beyond. But anti-Semitism does not matter to Ben Shapiro as much as anti-Israel sentiment does. Here's Ben Shapiro in his own words. Ann Coulter regarding Ann Coulter's tweets regarding Jews, awful, nonsensical. Ann Coulter is also super pro-Israel and has always been so. So I won't lose sleep. Matt Walsh is also anti-Semitic. He constantly pushes the white genocide conspiracy. Matt Walsh is trying to do as much white supremacist takes as possible to maintain his audience because a lot of his audience is also anti-Ben. If you look at Matt Walsh's comments, everyone is begging for him to leave the Daily Wire, saying it's like the Daily Israel Wire, it's the Daily Jew Wire, whatever the like a bunch of insanely anti-Semitic comments in Matt Walsh's responses. There is real drama happening in the Daily Wire. A lot of people are holding on to Matt Walsh because he's a Nazi, and I think Ben and others are giving him an allowance to be as much as in Ben's words, transgressive, as in, pointing in the Nazi direction as to the best of his ability to retain that audience. You asked earlier if you had any creators you could pull up an 8-second clip of. It's these guys, my guy. No, it's not an 8-second clip, dude. This is a year-long analysis, or not year-long, years-long analysis of political commentary that pertains to larger trends. It's me directly talking about Ben Shapiro and his disinterest in combating anti-Semitism at the behest of defending Israel. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's pertinent to the subject matter, and also a reflection of broader trends in general. Being a Nazi for audience retention is deranged. We live in deranged times, my friend. Anyway, let's continue. Now that I gave you a little bit of background. Also, Matt Walsh just tweeted a swastika I saw. I didn't even realize it was a swastika until someone else pointed it out. If you do you notice it? There's a swastika in here. It's like a hidden swastika. Yeah, it's like some weird AI bullshit. Anyway, Matt Walsh retweeted this. It gives him plausible deniability. It also signals to his neo-Nazi fan base that, yeah, if you squint your eyes, you can see it. It gives plausible deniability because, like, oh, I didn't see it is what he can always say. And also, it basically shows his audience of noticers, okay? His audience of noticers, all the little edgelords that, he's with the cause. Meanwhile, his entire fan base is like, Matt, we love how transphobic and how racist you are. Can you please stop working for the Jewish Daily Wire?
And acquaintances and people, like, where are they? Do they have anything to say about this or no? It's still about the Jews. Pretty amazing stuff. So here is Kanye West's song, Heil Hitler.
Is he going to play it? Dude, no. It's going to be stuck in my head again. God damn it. Don't! You, Ben. Oh, no.
So the actual line is N-word Heil Hitler. Okay, but it's a hard R with Hitler and it's a no R with the N-word is the way this works. If, by the way, you say the reverse, that means you're a racist and you're banned from polite society. If you say the N-word that ends with an A, but you say Heil Hitler with the hard R, then that means that you're good.
What are you saying? What? Wait, what? Ben, who is this for? Dog, pull the ripcord, Ben. It's over. You can't keep entertaining. You can't do identity politics just specifically around anti-Semitism while simultaneously still literally trying to keep your fan base that wants to be white guys that say the N-word. Society has moved on. The white guys that love saying the N-word also openly love saying Heil Hitler now, Ben. What are you doing? What is this unique audience he's trying to build for himself? No one exists in this space. That is amazing. Who would this argument be for? White guys who hate Adolf Hitler and anti-Semitism, but also love anti-black racism is just for Ben, I guess. Because all of those white guys also love Adolf Hitler now. It's over.
Transgressive and interesting to a wide variety of people, apparently, on both right and left. So that's exciting stuff. I'm glad that we've decided to do this as a society. We'll get to more on this in just a moment. First.
No, listen. He's trying to, I get he's being facetious, but the overarching ideological perspective there is that, like, oh, society hates it when people say the N-word with a hard R. Like, do you not understand what he's saying? Oh my God, this is mostly just an ad. He put an ExpressVPN ad on the Heil Hitler video, dude. What is happening here? It's just, this video is more ad than video.
And Shapiro show. And social media, of course, has exacerbated all of this because transgressive behavior gets clicks, it gets attention. That, of course, is why Andrew Tate, one of the most vile people in social media, decided that, he's constantly piggybacking on the social media attention whoredom of others. So here he was, jumping in a fancy car in UAE, I believe this is, while playing the Kanye West song, because all the best people are of a piece.
Like, it makes logical sense for all of these races to also be anti-Semitic. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't they be? Especially if they're not Jewish. Like, why wouldn't they also be anti-Semitic, Ben? Like, what is, the angle here is so stupid where he's like, no. Every other type of bigotry is fine except for anti-Semitism. You are so cynical and so stupid in the way that you have backed yourself into this weird corner. That's hilarious, dude. It's hilarious.
He's smoking a cigar and getting into a fancy car paid for by the people that he is allegedly ripping off with Tate University. So that's exciting for all of you.
Oh, now you care about unaccredited scam universities. Big Donald Trump booster, by the way. Big Donald Trump booster. Chicken's coming home to roost for Mr. Donald Trump boost.
And he puts on the song and then he starts driving down the street. What a rebel he is. Truly, truly a rebel. This is the kind of... the social media scene has made the world so much better. By the way, if you think this has no bleed over, why are we paying attention to this? Because social media popularity now translates into mainstream breakthrough. We have seen this. We have seen people who were completely anonymous 2 years ago who, because of the bizarre algorithmic boosts provided by X and TikTok, have now become kind of internet famous. And then they make a breakthrough into actual famous podcasts, for example. And suddenly they're showing up. And you're like, who is this person? Why is this person here? And the answer is they got a lot of clicks. So clicks can translate into some sort of appeal. And we do live in a time where, because the left was...
Yeah, where did the left? Are you stupid? That's crazy. He's still talking about the left. Brother, you might as well become a leftist right now, okay? If you actually care about anti-Semitism, that's it. This is the only lane for you is to become a hard leftist, okay? Drop everything else. The left? Kanye West is a leftist? Andrew Tate is a leftist? What do words mean anymore? What do they mean? What? The left is responsible for this. No, you moron. Elon Musk is responsible for this. He bought Twitter. You can't say shit about Elon, though, because he's pro-Israel and he's pro-Trump, right? Awesome. Ben deserves literally all of the shit that he is receiving and all of the failures of his career. A person who is a repulsive little monster who has spent every waking moment trying to red pill people, only to have all of those red pilled people turn on him now because Nazism is in fashion. You did this, Ben. I fought against it. You did this. You made your bed, and now you got to lay in it, okay? Holy shit. Like, this is a thing that I got annoyed with, like, the Dave Portnoy stuff, too, where it's like Dave Portnoy is 100% correct in going after that one dipshit who literally is now trying to pivot into a media career for paying for a sign that said "F the Jews" at the Barstool Bar, okay? That dude got a gracious exit ramp from Dave Portnoy that he didn't even deserve, where he was going to go to Auschwitz, to the concentration camp, and basically have all of his like previous anti-Semitic sins written off, okay? But instead, he decided to go after Dave Portnoy and victimize himself. And now he's going on all the Nazi podcasts. Turns out he has a bunch of Nazi coins too, like Nazi cryptocurrencies. Okay? And the thing that frustrates me about all of this is that when Nazi sentiment was not allowed on all of these platforms, okay, there was at least a level of shame in being open about being a Nazi. There was a level of fear for a lot of people because they didn't want to be deplatformed. But then there was also a level of shame that was associated with being a out and about neo-Nazi. Turns out, when you let that shit run rampant on the platform, people become really open about their opinions, their feelings. People are ready to engage in fundraisers for a crackhead who called a 5-year-old black kid the N-word with a hard R. And people also end up creating Give, Send, Go campaigns to fundraise after being outed as an anti-Semite. No more shame. What is this? It's not just on Twitter. Far-right Christian Nationals Michigan State Rep Josh Shriver has released an album. The track opens with the line, "I just took some pre-workout. Guess what that means? I should lift." It then somehow gets worse. Trust us when we say you're unprepared for when he goes into a cappella. Wait, what?
I just took some pre-workout. I guess that means that I should lift.
You know he thought this was on his Kendrick shit right here. You know, bro, that's crazy. Dude, white people, no matter how racist, are so, they just love trying to rob black culture. But this one is so impossibly bad that, like, obviously it takes a experienced ear to understand what he was trying to do there. Is this Christian Post irony rap? Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Believe, then I'm not really sure.
I hate that I like the beat. Is there an instrumental available? I didn't want to say anything, but yes, the beat is actually kind of hard. I'm not even joking when I say this. It's very like 90s Chicago house, is it? Or it's just
Sure why, and I don't think that you could
not
even
this
have
part. Not this part. This part is good though. No, not the
Aw,
actual.
shucks.
This
You
part.
didn't have to bring any food. I've come to let it rip. We're in.
Not just think about it without hearing the awful lyrics. The brr brr brr. Starting to think the Taliban might be right about declaring music haram. Yes. Brother, the spirit of jihad lives in all of ours, in all of us, in all of our minds, hearts, and souls. Okay. Y'all just hazing a white boy catch a vibe. Let's keep going.
So censorious because the left shut the Overton window so unbelievably tight that basically, if you didn't agree with Hillary Clinton, you were out there in the wilderness. Because of that, many people on the right, their response was no Overton window at all, meaning all discourse must be treated as equally acceptable and valuable.
What?
Which, of course, is stupidity. It's just moral relativism. N-word Heil Hitler is not of the same caliber of discussion as, say, should we raise or lower pharmaceutical prices based on government mandate? Right? Well, like, what is valuable about the answer is there's not a lot of again, doesn't mean it should be banned.
Dude, you did this. You did this because the conversation about raising pharmaceutical prices, which is what you advocate for because you're in the pocket of big pharma and every big corporation because you're a goddamn libertarian capitalist piece of shit, was so unfashionable that since the Newt Gingrich era, the Republicans decided that the best way to actually garner support from the American population was to entertain culture war narratives. This is the product of the entertaining of the culture war narratives. There is no blaming the left for this. Hillary Clinton, as much as I hate her, is not responsible for this. Shut the up. That is crazy. What the is he saying? Yeah, also, what is wild about it is that Ben hates black people so much he has a harsher take on wet ass pussy than he has for Heil Hitler. He still somehow found a way to make this the left. The left did this. The left did wet ass pussy, which Ben hates more than the Heil Hitler song, by the way. And now the left has also caused the Heil Hitler song to come out. Interesting, Ben. Let's take a look at what you had to say. Conservative commentator and Orthodox Jew gave a qualified critique of West's anti-Semitism, making sure to praise his conservative beliefs. This is from friend of the show, Nikki Ramirez. Let's take a look. Let's do paywall remover. Let's take a look at this article, dude. Hello. Okay. Back from the Jewish holiday now. As usual, two things can be true at once. Kanye moves towards pro-life faith and family conservatism are encouraging. His DEFCON 3 posts and Black Hebrew Israelite language are clearly anti-Semitic and disturbing. In response to controversy at Paris Fashion Week, West sat down in a two-part interview with white nationalism's loudest primetime promoter, Tucker Carlson. On Tuesday, a leak of outtakes from the interview obtained by Vice revealed that Carlson's production team cut a variety of bizarre conspiratorial and anti-Semitic statements made by West from the final version of the interview. The removed portions included West stating that he'd rather have his kids learn about Hanukkah before Kwanzaa because at least it will come with some financial engineering. Following a widespread outrage over his display of White Lives Matter shirts at Yeezy Runway Show in Paris, West began posting images on Instagram of text exchanges between himself, friends, and other industry names. Shapiro tweet comes days after his own employee, Daily Wire host Candace Owens, outright dismissed West's DEFCON 3 thread, saying that no honest person would think the tweet was anti-Semitic. Owens appeared with West in a White Lives Matter shirt at Paris Fashion Week and appeared on Carlson's show on Monday to defend West. Owens told Carlson that the result of Black Lives Matter has been white supremacy. You want to know something that's ironic about Kanye West's career and the trajectory that Kanye West has taken in terms of anti-Semitism? Ben Shapiro is also responsible for that too. As a matter of fact, it was prominent neocons, who also happen to be Jewish, David Horowitz, and Ben Shapiro himself, and Jeremy Boring, that were responsible for Kanye West's Hitler arc. You want to know why? Because Candace Owens actually Hitler-pilled Kanye West. Is it Kanye Owens? Yeah, and you know how Candace Owens got a media career before she was after she was at SJW with an anti-Trump website that she ran, an anti-Trump blog that she ran. I didn't even know this part, by the way. Candace Owens' political rise began in 2016 when David Horowitz invited her, a little-known YouTuber at the time, to the Freedom Center's Restoration Weekend. She later called it the conference where everything started for me. There she met Charlie Kirk of Turning Point USA. You might recognize David Horowitz as one of the most insane, one of the most intense Islamophobes of the Obama era. Okay, he fell out of favor and he's dead now. He died recently. Rest in piss. Okay, you might also recognize the name David Horowitz because the H3H3 subreddit actually posted him dunking on a hijabi woman to say, "Oh, this is how Ethan is going to dunk on Hassan." Progressive community, by the way. Anyway, she later called it a conference where everything started for me. There she met Charlie Kirk of Turning Point USA, which helped launch her to national fame. The Freedom Center supported her for years, hosting her at events and giving her a Courage Award in 2018. But by 2023, the relationship fell apart after Owens made controversial statements about Israel. Okay? Now, remember, David Horowitz played a formative role in the beginning of I keep saying Candace Owens' career. Then Charlie Kirk gave life to it further, and then Ben Shapiro hired her. Okay? Ben Shapiro hired her for the Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro hired Candace Owens for the Daily Wire after it was known that Candace Owens was definitely an anti-Semite. But at that time, up until as late as 2018, Candace Owens was still very much pro-Israel. There are tweets of Candace up until 2018 where she's like doing the classic Zionist Hasbara lines, okay? Talking about like what apartheid or whatever the someone I'm sure can find it. So it wasn't a problem for Ben. Then, after October 7, Candace greatly elevated the anti-Semitic statements and also did the final thing that no one in the conservative media sphere is appreciative of. She became anti-Israel. In the process, she also was responsible for Kanye's Hitler arc. Very cool. And now Ben is trying to find a way to make this about the left.
With Taylor Swift, their response is, "Oh, that's amusing and not crazy at all." The minute he
Let's
says
see
he's
what Ben
pro-life,
had
like,
to say back when Kanye was on the beginning part of his Hitler arc.
that guy's crazy. He's pro-life? No way. He's a black dude who's pro-life. That's impossible. Impossible. Kim Kardashian, by the way, is considered totally sane, despite all of her myriad sexual peccadillos and the fact that anyone who dates Pete Davidson is by definition insane. It's an amazing thing, right? The media definition of insanity is not actual mental illness, which Kanye has actually acknowledged that he struggles with. That's not mental illness. Mental illness is when you're right wing. Mental illness is when you put on a MAGA cap.
Yeah, it is. And the more mentally ill you become, the more you become like Kanye. So yes, it is.
Mental illness is when you say that you don't want to kill babies. That's the true mental illness. The pathologizing of right-wing viewpoints goes back a long way. It goes actually back to a book by Theodore Adorno called The Authoritarian Mind. The suggestion was that there was a pathological drive in capitalist societies.
By the way, look at his numbers back then. Oh boy. Oh buddy. 959,000 views, 34,000 likes. Oh, what a trip down memory lane this has been. You know who gets those numbers now? This guy. That's right. 21 hours ago, 698,000 likes, baby. That's right. Sorry. Smoking on the Ben pack. Woo! Sheesh. Anyway, where'd those views go, Ben? Where'd those views go?
Doesn't mean it should be censored. It does mean that a rational, decent people would not be spending an awful lot of time
They were saying Asmon is your new cow after Ben got cooked. I mean, I don't participate in like lol cow shit. I think I usually just let my haters do their own thing. They often end up ruining their own lives when they get outed. So at least that's what's happened. Yes, you do, Lamau. Really? I participate in lolcow shit. That's why I spent years making fun of Destiny, right? And only started talking about him after he became an outward supporter of Israel, saying that he was pro-genocide. But why would anybody hate you? There's plenty of reasons. Are you kidding me? People's understanding of the world is that in order to be a socialist, you must actually live like a vagrant. I don't think I need to lolcow a guy who lolcows himself, by the way. Asmongold, at least. Oh, she probably deleted her other Israel tweets. Oh my God. Amazingly, not a single elected Democrat is here to celebrate this historic event in Jerusalem, a bona fide signal that they do not stand with Israel. This snub will not soon be forgotten, not in America or abroad. Hashtag U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem. Hashtag promises made. Hashtag promises kept. Now, I can't retweet this because Clandis blocked me a very long time ago, but I certainly can take a screenshot of this. Feel me? Yeah, she deleted all of her pro-Israel tweets, but this one doesn't say Israel in it, and she's a moron. So she didn't actually delete this one because this says only Jerusalem in it. So she probably forgot to delete this. But she had a shit ton of tweets about Israel. Of course she did. She's a Republican hack. Oh, I guess this does say Israel. Never mind. I guess she forgot to delete this one. I don't know. But she had a bunch of other... pro-Israel tweets. I know for a fact. Boom. Caught you, grifter twat. You can QRT if you just copy paste the link in your tweet. Wait, really? She'll delete it if I just QRT it anyway. She also unblocked you? No, she didn't. Isn't part of her anti-Semitism from her experience with Ben like she's just justifying racism with her departure from the Daily Wire? No, she was... Dude, she was already anti-Semitic. What are you talking about? She was praising Adolf Hitler, associating Adolf Hitler positively with the Trump administration in an effort to defend nationalism. Anyway, guy who became anti-Semite because Ben Shapiro is so annoying. Yeah, that's not what happened here. The reason why I'm stressing this is because it's important to understand that a lot of these guys are just straight up charlatans. They don't give a shit. They do not care. Back from Jewish Holiday, as usual, two things can be true at once. Kanye moves towards pro-life. Faith and family conservatism are encouraging. His DEFCON 3 posts and Black Hebrew Israelite language are clearly anti-Semitic and disturbing. Ilhan Omar is an anti-Semite. Rashida Tlaib is an anti-Semite. AOC's fine with that. Just as she's fine with Jeremy Corbyn's anti-Semitism. Intersectional leftists are happy to let all three off the hook. This isn't complex. 4. Jewish belief and practice should make it more difficult to vote for a party that celebrates and champions Jew haters like Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. What? It's crazy you somehow made a song about Heiling Hitler into being about Clandis Owens? Yeah. Yeah, I did. Because who made Kanye this anti-Semitic? I mean, he's a piece of shit all on his own, but what took place, why did Candace block you many years ago? She turned Ye into Yadolf. He's always been a Nazi. He's just not as open with it. No, I know for a fact from background information that Candace Owens played a formative role in Kanye West becoming a right-wing, Kanye West developing right-wing politics, okay? She played a formative role in a weak moment in his life when he was isolated in becoming a right-wing person, and then Kanye, and also anti-Semitic as well, but she played a even larger role in pushing him in that direction. He was the one who was doing White Lives Matter. There is not that much of a... Guys, And I think it was Rick Rubin who introduced Kanye West to Candace Owens, is the speculation on background. That's what people think. But like, there is not that much, there is, it's not weird for people who do this to then turn around and be anti-Semitic. Like, these things are in line with one another. Okay? And yes, that Ben Shapiro, this Ben Shapiro video is from that 1 week where Kanye West was like super right-wing and then was starting to openly be more pro-Hitler. Okay? And then in that week-long sequence, he went on Alex Jones and was like talking about how Adolf Hitler invented the radio. You can't say shit like that. At most, she had an influence, but he's a full adult. He did what he did. I'm not taking away the responsibility from Kanye West for his own Nazi bullshit. Okay? But she was a prominent influence in his life. That is just the truth. Okay? People need to stop acting like Rick Rubin isn't some just some producer hack. Anyway. So yeah. Back to Ben.
With those sorts of folks promoting that sort of trash. But once it starts mainstreaming via social media, then all the bad ideas of the past get to come back. So that's exciting. According to a brand new poll out of JL Partners, this is from October of last year, so it's not brand new. According to a poll from October 7th of 2024, people who say Hitler had some good ideas, people who are 18 to 29 years old, 21%. People who are 65 plus, 5%. Why? Well, a few reasons. One, older people are not spending nearly as much time on social media. Two, older people actually do have some wisdom. They're not as stupid as people who are 18 to 29 years old very often. There is an interesting racial breakdown. Black Americans, over a fifth of them say Hitler had some good ideas. Presumably Kanye is in that category. 19% of Hispanic Americans said the same. Just 9% of white Americans said the same. So I don't know. Put me on the side of people who say Hitler actually did not have good ideas. His ideas were trash. And the people who support them today are trash. And the people who invoke them today as some sort of progressive strike against the leftist machine. There are so many ways to oppose leftist censorship.
Bro. My haters are losing their goddamn minds, dude. They can't even... I never thought it would get to this point, but like, they are unironically... Bro, dude, this is like just mental illness, okay? Hamas, Diddy, Bin Laden, Adolf Epstein, Piker, how F does Hassan Piker search on YouTube? They just keep... What the is going on? Bro, is this like, are people's brains just actually melting? What's happening? People are losing their goddamn minds, dude. They're getting dumber and dumber. I can't believe I welcome a time when like at least my haters had like a coherent, a way to just deliver normal speech that is decipherable. They've gotten dumber and dumber. How is this happening? Hello. Okay. Look who's here. Hi. What's up? No, you're shedding too much. You're shedding too much. I can't have you on. I can't have you on my lap. My haters are devolving. Bro, oh God. Okay. Well, there it is. All right. Oh my God. Okay. What the is dude. They used to be able to put together coherent sentences. I don't know what is. I'm sad. I'm saddened by the state of society.
Valuable ways to oppose leftist censorship. There are so many things that can be said that the left doesn't want you to say that actually have inherent, real value. And then there are mentally ill people warbling into a microphone using autotune. By the way, I hope that whatever Kanye is making off his songs, he's paying a percentage to autotune. Because my goodness, autotune is basically writing his songs for him at this point. I'm so glad that our pop culture has moved in this wonderful direction. Exciting stuff. The news moves fast. Bad news moves fastest of all. Every day it gets harder to tell what's real, what's manufactured, to control and discourage us. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more facts. That's why starting today, we are giving you more of the Ben Shapiro Show.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to get more of the Ben Shapiro Show. Yeah, ain't nobody subscribing to your shit-ass website, Ben. You failure. Jesus Christ. Yeah, speaking of failed artists, Adolf Hitler, Ben Shapiro. I'm not going to watch the Leisha Miller video. Thought he was going to hit the ground news ad. There's no way that statistic is true, by the way. There must be some severe data manipulation, misconstruing going on. Positive opinions about Hitler is definitely more common among WASP than black people. The vast majority of neo-Nazis are white, not black. I know. I saw that poll as well. I don't think that poll is good. I don't think that's a real poll. This is not copium. I do think that there's an alarming rate of neo-Nazi sentiment amongst Gen Z for sure. There's multiple different reasons for it, but why do they blame you for other people's opinions? What? Oh, I think most Gen Z are fascists or LARPers. It don't matter, dude. Are you kidding me? Still happening regardless.